The next question, the member for Scarborough-Guildwood.
Speaker, my question is for the Minister of Finance. In your government's first budget, the word beer was mentioned 12 times, while the word women was mentioned a mere 4 times. We've seen this government overlook women time and time again, from preventing the Pay Transparency Act from coming into force, defunding rape crisis centres, and disbanding the expert panel on violence against women. Now more than ever, women in Ontario are at risk of losing hard-won gains in the workplace as the COVID-19 pandemic has clear gender impacts on women's employment. Experts have been ringing the alarm bell about the she session and the need to invest in a she recovery, but the government has been silent. Speaker, through you to the minister, what investments are planned in the upcoming budget to mitigate the economic impacts of COVID-19 on women, and have you finally put your budget through a gender-based lens?
The Associate Minister for Children and Women's Issues.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for your question. Just recently, the Ontario Chamber of Commerce came out with a report exactly on this issue. All levels of government need to be working together to help women now, but also in the future. We need to ensure that women aren't being left behind by championing them in the workforce and getting them back into the workforce. This is something our government was already doing before the pandemic. We have been working to address the fact that women continue to be underrepresented in many sectors that are critical to our province's economic growth, such as science, technology, engineering, math, manufacturing, construction. I can also tell you that Minister McNaughton, Minister Romano, and Minister Lecce have been working very hard on this. I know we've been working to raise awareness and work across various sectors to get more women and girls into high-paying jobs that are very rewarding. Increasing gender equality in the workplace and get more women into sectors where they are underrepresented is more than just a
The supplementary question.
Speaker, women need more than empty words. And the minister is right. The federal government announced their plan in their throne speech. What has this government done? The minister's sentiments are meaningless unless women see results. Women are trying to balance work, childcare, and they are disproportionately in low-wage frontline work that has been impacted by COVID-19. Economists are predicting a K recovery for Canada, where some are recovering more quickly because they can continue to work at home, while others are lining up in the food banks. In Windsor, a trained PSW had to give up her job because of lack of childcare. The minister ought to know the impacts of the pandemic are more severe on BIPOC, on Ontarians with disabilities, on women, on small businesses. But we've seen that there has been no real action on these files, while the government sits on $9.3 billion in reserves and unallocated funds. Speaker, what programs is this government investing in to ensure that all Ontarians can recover quickly from this economic recession?
Thank you very much. The Associate Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member opposite. We are fighting for all Ontario workers. Everyone in Ontario should have the skills they need to get a good job. It's how we're going to be competitive. This year, we're investing $1.2 billion to help over 1 million people. Programs that respond to the skills of individuals and the labour needs of employers. This includes $418 million to connect employers and job seekers, $191 million to support apprenticeship training and employers who host them, $187 million to train unemployed job seekers and retrain employed workers. I could go on and on. On October 7th, Minister McNaughton and I announced additional $75 million over 2 years to help apprentices cover their living expenses during in-class training, allowed training providers to upgrade their facilities and purchase new state-of-the-art equipment, and provide upgraded safety equipment to ensure in-person training. Our government is standing up for all Ontarian employees and getting this workforce back in as we move forward.
Thank you.